Today we're diving into a world that sparks both curiosity and fascination, a place where intuition and spiritual connections come together. Let's welcome Katie Smith, also known as Katie O'Soul, an evidential psychic medium. Katie, so wonderful to have you here. This mediumship, evidential, what does that mean?
So evidential mediumship means that we're going to look into the evidence of who has passed, right? We're going to get evidence from them that we validate. So like if your father's father has passed and there is a heart condition associated with him, and let's say he has a name that starts with the letter T, I'm going to bring those things in a reading, and then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's absolutely my grandfather. And then from there we can go into the messages, like why is he here and what is he doing? But that evidence really validates then that that is your person in spirit. So whatever they say after that really holds a truth that's like grounded for you.
When did you realize you had this ability?
I was young, so I'm a born medium. Everybody can learn like mediumship and psychic work. Everybody can lead an intuitive lifestyle. But for me, I was young. I turned it off like most usually do. And then I turned it back on when I realized it could help people. And so then I started studying the ability enough to like learn my own language so that I could help others.
Yeah. When do most people seek like your guidance? What time in their life usually is prominent for this?
So obviously grief, you know, after losing someone, because sometimes we need to close the door or we need to know that they're okay. So that comes forward a lot, and then that leaves them with like hope and peace.
Yeah.
But sometimes also it's like the midlife crisis or not knowing what to do and wanting to get some help with some forward decision making.
Yeah. What do you think surprises people most when they come to you? Obviously they're looking for something, right? They're looking for either validation or, like you said, if someone's okay. But what do you think surprises people? Like, is there anything, any commonality that happens that people get taken back by?
I really think, like, obviously the evidence is always like, wow, how did you know that? Like, that's surprising, but really, everybody has said they leave with a sense of peace. And they're not expecting that. Because sometimes they're nervous or they don't know what to expect, but in the end, there's this peace that comes over them, and it's just like, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah. And now, when you say that, you know, you get this evidence of like this person that may have had a heart condition, and that's reassuring them that, okay, like, that's my grandpa that's here. How do you know that, like it's a hard question to even ask you, but how do you even get to that place where you're able to communicate with them?
Sure. So I love to turn it on and turn it off, right? I lead a really normal life, but once I turn it on, I use the analogy of driving a car. You're looking in all your mirrors to kind of get to where you're going, and you don't even realize you're doing it. So for me, it's more like I hear, see, and feel what spirit is trying to say, and I have certain symbols I use and certain feelings associated with things, but that's my language with spirit, and from there I can make a message and evidence for you, and that's where it all kind of comes together.
Yeah. What is the process like for you through a reading? So
for me, I open up, and I always open up with a certain prayer and with an intention, you know, that's going to help you. And then from there, it just becomes this channel almost. I talk really fast. I kind of look off to the side. It's sometimes socially awkward, but I just let it come through, almost like it just verbally rushes out, and it's everything that I'm hoping you need to know at the time.
Yeah. And obviously the mediumship that you practice with the evidence, so rooted in evidence, that speaks for itself. But if someone is a little skeptical, what would you say to them?
I honestly give it a shot when it feels right, because everybody has a level of intuition, even skeptics. So if you feel like you're drawn to it, lean into it. Yeah. And if you don't. But honestly, I'd give it a shot if you're feeling it.
Yeah. So I gave it a shot. We lowered the lights, lit a candle, and Katie got to work. We talked about every facet of my life, and by keeping an open mind, I was able to truly walk away with an experience I will never forget. If you want to learn more about evidential mediumship, you can visit katieosoul.com.